Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. And very good afternoon. Okay, today I would like to present, our team would like to present about control system group 9 DAE 32103. Okay, before that, I would like to introduce my team member. Firstly, my name is Ahmad Hilmi bin Muhammad Mahdi. Second is Muhammad Kamil bin Romaino. Third is Muhammad Amirul bin Rosli. Fourth is Muhammad Najmi bin Cesman. And last one is Nur Amirah Sahindah binti Abidul. Okay, our slide today is about DC motor. Okay, for the introduction, DC motor are motor that run on a direct current from a battery or a DC power supply. Direct current is the term used to describe electric at a constant voltage. That's its meaning of DC motor. For the introduction, we will go for a detail. Okay, next slide is. This is our model of prototype. This is a prototype of a robot car. This prototype is a simple design using a battery only. Okay, the idea to create a kit is cheap and simple enough for education for value students, for easy to learn with using this prototype. Okay, next slide please. Okay, for DC motor, we can see at here the string is driven by a DC motor with a pointometer providing a feedback. This allows the steering to be precisely controlled with a suitable code. For the prototype, DC motor used for the steering of this model prototype. Okay, for next slide is. Okay, I give it for. Thank you.
Thank you to Hilmi. Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Now I will explain about how the motor DC operate. Okay, firstly we need to know the basic, which is Fleming left hand rule, which is this one. Okay, the terms one is the direction of force. Then this one is magnetic field, which is from north pole to south pole. Then this finger, which is direction of current. Now we go to the next slide. Okay, this is an example for 0 degree. Okay, when coil is power up, which is when power supply is connected to the motor, the current will be powered at the coil. A magnetic field is generated around the armature. The left side of the armature is pushed away from the left magnet and drawn to get toward the right and cause the rotation. Okay, for we can try use a left Fleming hand rule. So when current go to the, it will rotate. So we go to another slide. Okay, this slide show the 90 degree. When the coil turn through the 90 degree, the brushes lose contact with the commutator and the current stop flowing through the coil. However, the coil keep turning because of its own momentum. It's same as 0 degree. Now we go to next slide. Okay, now when the coil turn through the 180, the sides get intercharged. As a result, the commutator ring C1 is now in contact with brushes V2. We can see on the diagram, uh, and the commutator ring C2 is in contact with brush B1. Therefore, the current continue to flow in the same direction. Now I will pass to the part of DC motor.
Thank you for to Hang. Now we see the part of the DC motor. We take an example brush DC motor. The first part at DC motor is winding. Winding, the function of winding is winding a wire that are laid in a coil. And the second part in the DC motor is stator. Stator used as a static part that house the field winding and receive the supply. Third part is a brush. Brush used as a press against the commutator segment, supply power to the armature from the DC power line. And next part is commutator. Commutator is mechanical switch which force current to flow to the armature winding in a same direction. And last part of DC motor is the rotating part that bring about the mechanical rotation. That is a function of motor. Now we can see that this is a diagram of brush DC motor. We have armature. Armature have same name with a rotor, commutator, brush, positive and negative, winding and stator segment. Now we see the brushless motor. The characteristic of brushless motor. Brushless DC motor use a rotating permanent magnet in the rotor. Brushless DC motor not use brush as to produce magnetic flux, but use for permanent magnet. Brushless DC motor is a simple but advanced than brush motor. Brushless DC motor also is a synchronous motor. That means their rotor and stator run at the same frequency. Usually, brushless motor is a 3-piece, no 1-piece. Now we see a brush motor. Brush motor is DC electric motor generate torque directly from the DC power supply. The direction of magnetic flux depend on polarity of batteries. Usually the motor properties are the material is made of, the number of coil wound around it, and the density of the coil. That is a characteristic of brush DC motor.
Now we are going through the types of DC motor. Here we have 3 types of DC motor, which are shunt, series and compound. Okay, usually we have heard about type of DC motor, right? There are many types like permanent DC motor, brushless DC motor, but here we have found just 3. This is the general types of DC motor. Okay, for the shunt DC motor, the shunt field and the armature, you can see there, the connection are parallel across the supply, and this type of DC motor have a constant voltage of shunt motor because the parallel connection. Okay. The next DC series motor. Okay, the series field and the armature are connected in series, which the current flow in that circuit is always the same. And okay, go to the next slide. Okay, the next is DC compound motor. We can see that. Okay, these types of DC motor, we have 2 field, which are series field and shunt field. Okay, one of it connected in parallel with the armature, and the other field is connected in series. Okay.
Okay, we not enough time to. Okay, I go to for the advantage for the DC motor. Okay, now for the advantage DC motor, speed control over wide range book above and below the rate speed. Okay, next accurate step less speed with constant torque, and then high starting torque, and the lastly quick starting, stopping, reversing, and acceleration. Okay. For the disadvantage, high initial cost, increased operation and maintenance cost due to present of commutator and brush gear. Okay, net cannot operate in explosive or and hazard condition and condition do the sparking occur at brush reach in commutator failure. Okay, now we look at the application of DC motor. Okay, first freight elevator. Okay, and then starter motor in automobile. Okay, now ada starter motor, starter solenoid, starter housing, and starter bending. Okay, next rolling mill. Okay, this rolling mill, for example, okay, this is a metal sheet. For example, this. Okay, now we go to conclusion. Okay, DC motor have a speed control capability, which means that speed, torque, and even direction of rotation can be changed at any time to meet new condition. Okay. Also, smaller DC motor commonly operate at lower voltage, which make them easier to interface with control electronic. Okay. The important part, DC motor is converting electrical energy to mechanical motion. Okay, that's all from me. Okay, I pass to Helmi to go another.
Okay, thank you for comment. Okay, before that, our team have a video to show to you. Okay, this video is about construction and working of DC motor.
Toy cars, etc. work? The answer to all the above questions is DC motor. A DC motor is a device that converts DC electrical energy into mechanical energy. In order to understand the working of a DC motor, we have first explained the construction and assembly of a DC motor. Let's first understand the construction of a DC motor. Magnetic frame or yoke. This part acts as a protective cover for the machines and protects the machine from any outside disturbances. It houses field system and supports the armature through bearings. Stator magnets. They are basically electromagnets with such an arrangement so that adjacent poles have opposite polarity. They perform the function of producing the magnetic field. Armature. It is a system of conductors or cord which is free to rotate on the supported bearings.
You can see this is armature.
External circuit with the help of brushes. And the main
This is,
function of
brushes,
brushes is to
carbon
collect
brush.
current from moving commutator. We can now observe in the animation how this motor is practically assembled.
Okay, how the motor is assembled. You can see.
Now, after
It's
the
working.
construction and assembling of DC motor, we will discuss the working in detail. Now, when the battery is connected to the DC motor, the current starts flowing through the armature. A force is developed in the armature due to the influence of magnetic field of the stator, whose direction is given by Fleming's left-hand rule. Now, due to the development of this force, in each armature conductor, the armature will rotate in the clockwise direction, and as a result, the shaft will also rotate. Finally, the output power in the form of mechanical energy is obtained from the shaft, which is evident from the movement of fan in the animation.
Okay, that's all from our team. Thank you very much for listening our presentation.
I want to ask to Najmi, what is the difference between brushless motor and brush motor?
Brushless and brush.
That's the first question. The second question is, what type of motor is widely used in industry?
Okay. Thank you to Hafiz Ahmad. Okay. We go back to brush and brushless DC motor. The first, we can see different of brush and brushless DC motor. Brush motor use a brush as a to produce magnetic field, but in brushless DC motor, it use 4 permanent magnet to produce a magnetic flux. Okay, the second brushless DC motor is brushless is more advanced than brush DC motor.
Why brushless motor advanced more than brush motor?
Okay. The brushless DC motor is a synchronous motor. That is is work at a same frequency and it use 3 phase. While the brush motor use 1 phase and for easy operation.
Okay.
Thank you.
Second question.
Second question, what can you?
Which motor is widely used in industry?
Okay.
Okay, I know. I can answer
Okay.
that. Okay.
Okay.
The widely what? The widely types of DC motor
Yeah.
used in industry, right? Okay. Is a compound motor because DC compound motor is a combination of DC series motor and DC shunt motor. Get it? Okay.
Okay, thank
That's all
you.
from me. Thank you.
Other question?
Next question. Next question.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I want to ask Hilmi, what is advantage of DC motor in industry?
Advantage DC motor in industry. In industry, okay, thank you for the question, Naim. The advantage of DC motor in industry is one thing we can know. It's depend on the industry first. Let's say we take automotive industry. It use DC motor in compartments that used for assembly line, for conveyor and other stuff. Thank you. Is it clear? Okay, thank you. The next question. Okay, thank you for listening our presentation and nice. That's all for today. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.